Hello! In this video, I will be demonstrating the Inequality app on both the TI-84 Plus CE and the TI-84 Plus. Let's start by pressing the Apps key. You should see Inequality listed in your apps. If you don't see Inequality listed, you could press the Alpha key followed by the letter I in green, and that will jump to that part in the alphabet. If you still do not see the Inequality app, I would recommend that you watch my video on how to install apps and update operating systems on the TI-84 Plus. I will demonstrate this app twice, once for the TI-84 Plus CE and once for the TI-84 Plus. I will go ahead and select the Inequality app. Here is a title page for the app, and I will press any key. And now I'm taken to my Y equals screen where there are new features here. First feature to point out is in the upper left-hand corner, I see an X equals. I also see in the far right, Quit App. So if I need to do any inequalities using X, I can press Enter here and change it over to X equals. If I want to quit the app, I can move all the way over to Quit App and press Enter there. I'll now move my cursor to the Y1, right arrow till I am off the equal sign. I'll put in 2x plus 1. Now I need to press the left arrow and make sure that I have selected the entire Y1 so I can change the style of my graph. I press Enter and I'm taken to this pop-up screen. I can choose my color by using left or right arrows, but I want to navigate down where I'm on the Y equals and I can press the left or right arrows. When I press the right arrow, I see less than. In the style box, I see that it is dotted and shade below. So right now I have Y is less than 2x plus 1. I'll press the down arrow and the OK box is selected. I'll press Enter and I can see that it has changed to a dashed line shading below. I'll go ahead and press Zoom 6 and I see my inequality where I've shaded less than 2x plus 1. If I wish to change or edit what I currently have graphed, I'll simply go back to Y equals. In Y2, I'll enter negative x plus 2. I'll press the left arrow so that I can select all of Y2, press Enter, go down to the Y equals, and I wish to choose greater than or equal to. I'll right arrow until I cycle through and find greater than or equal to. Down arrow, I see the OK box is selected, and I press Enter. Now when I graph this system of inequalities, I can see the dashed line for the strictly less than, I see the solid line for greater than or equal to, and I see where both sections are shaded. But wait, there's more. If you press second followed by trace, your calculate menu now has a menu off to the right called Inequality. I press the right arrow and I have this menu to choose from. The first item on the menu is Point of Interest Trace. If I select number 1, it identifies the key point for these two inequalities, and that being the point of intersection. Let's go back to that inequality menu. Second, trace, over to inequality, and let's select number 2, inequality intersection. And you do have the ability to right arrow or left arrow to change the color. So I'll go with the color we've yet to use, nice magenta, and press Enter. Now you see the solution to this system of inequalities with only the magenta squares showing the solution set. I will go back to the inequality menu, second trace, over to inequality, and option 3, union. I will change that color to green and select it. Now we're seeing any solution that makes either inequality true. I'll go back to my inequality menu, second trace, over to inequality. Options 4 and 5 from this menu, I really do not change or play with, but feel free to do that on your own time. Let's go back to y equals, and let's clear out what we have in there. Let's now look at the x equals feature. Press the up arrow, press enter while you're highlighting x equals. Notice that it now changes to x1 through x6. I just wish to graph x1 equals 5. When I press graph, I now see a vertical line at x equals 5. Going back to y equals, it is now all y equals, and again, to get back to the x, move up and press enter, and you have your x1 equals 5. If I wish to do an inequality with this, however, I left arrow once to select the entire x1, press enter, and just like the other side with y equals, you can cycle through your options. I'll go down and select OK, and now when I graph it, I see all values less than, but not equal to, positive 5. Going back to y equals, I now wish to turn off my app. I press the up arrow, and I scroll over to Quit App, select it, and select number 2, Quit Inequality Graphing. Now when I go back to y equals, I no longer have the x equals or the Quit app up in the top bar. I will now demonstrate it on the TI-84 Plus. I'll press the apps key. I do not see inequals, but if I use my green alpha key and then access the green letter I jump to I in the alphabet. There's my inequals app. Select it, press any key, and it is similar to that of the 84 Plus CE. If I wanted to change to x equals, I would simply press the up arrow and press enter, and now it is all x equals. Going back to y equals, press the up arrow and press enter on the y equals. Where it is different from the TI-84 Plus CE is how you access these inequality options. You must be on the equal sign and press alpha and the corresponding button to the inequality you wish to select. So if I wanted less than, that would be the window button. I see that the style has changed to dots and it is shading less than. I can put in 2x plus 1, and now when I press zoom 6, I see my inequality shading less than 2x plus 1. I will now go back to y equals. I wish to put in a second inequality. I'll press the down arrow, and now my cursor's on the y2 equals. I must press the alpha to access the top 5 graphing inequality options. I want this time to be greater than. That's the trace key. I'll press the right arrow, and I'll put in negative 2x plus 3. Now when I hit graph, I will see my system of inequalities shaded. I'm on my graph screen, and I see the option for shades. If I press alpha, and either y equals or window, because this button is the size of both of them, I will get my shades option. I can, number 1, shade the inequality intersection, number 2, the union, or number 3, my original shade. So if I select number 1, now I see just the solution set that makes both inequalities true. Alpha y equals. If I select number 2, union, I will see all points that make either inequality true. Alpha y equals. Option 3 goes back to my original inequality graphed and shaded. The points of interest trace can be accessed by first pressing alpha and then either the zoom or trace button. And that will identify the point of interest, which is the intersection for this particular system of inequalities. When you wish to quit the app on the TI-84 Plus, you must go to the Apps button again, jump to the Inequals section, select Inequals, and select number 2, Quit the Inequality app.